I just camp right here.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool to camp here.
Flag here. I have a view. I have shade. No rain protection at all. I feel like I'm back in Detroit.
Why is the word doom written everywhere?
Tequila Junction.
Tequila Junction. Wonder what happens in this building.
Well, it said it was restored by somebody. I think their restoration standards and mine are a little different. And it still says doom inside, so, you know. Oh no, it's completely fixed.
This is the nightclub?
That person survived the ammo shortage of 20.
Wow, this is a tough time.
Yeah, they're a tough time.
Tough time, that ammo shortage of 20.
A lot of airflow. So it probably helps because they didn't have central air conditioning back then. So there's a lot of airflow with all the HVAC holes.
All right, here's the cemetery.
Paying our respects on a Saturday.
What is an epic adventure without a cemetery find? This one's pretty cool.
I don't think I can go back to driving things without 8 cylinders.
Yeah, it's pretty effortless.
This is too easy.
All right, we made it back to the Oregon Owyhees. I love this campsite. It's one of my favorites. The scale of it is just fantastic. But yeah, Christian and Maury hadn't been here before, so I thought, hey, let's hit this on the way home. So here we are, high above the canyon.
So we may have put too much awesomeness through the powertrain, and thus, with the magnitude of awesomeness, snap the front diff right off.
Yes. In reverse.
In reverse.
Going up rock ledges.
Climbing up a rock ledge on a, what is it?
Shelf road.
Because the river's so high, we would sink the ram that we were going that direction. So, after much getting to use of the recovery gear we never get to use, and boiling in the heat, we are now on semi-flat dirt filled with snakes, ticks, ants, grasshoppers, and a bunch of other crap we don't even know what's in there yet. So you see, we got this broken aluminum piece on the diff. It's kind of not connected anymore. The other one on the other side is not connected as well, but the third one's still there. Okay, so step one, we actually had ratchet straps that weren't in use, so that's amazing. We have pulled the diff forward to where it used to live, and then we're ratchet strapping this so it can't let go. It's secured where it won't just fall out. This keeps our CV spinning without hitting anything, because even in two-wheel drive, these CVs are going to spin. The diff won't, but the CVs will. And we're trying to maintain that we might be able to reuse the CVs, or we're just going to solid axle swap this damn truck. I haven't figured that out yet. That's a problem for next week. Now we're doing 2 zip ties because we're locking it twice. If one fails, we still have a chance on another one. We just secured this side to bring forward, so this CV, even though it's probably no good no more, so that it's still okay to cruise down the road without contacting anything. Once again, ratchet straps and zip ties to the rescue. If you don't have them, keep them. They're even fun in the bedroom.
All right, so we've driven about 40 kilometers on
Balls,
the repair.
Mom, shut up.
Yeah, the cow's out there. Right. So we've snapped off the front diff in 2 of 3 places, right?
Yeah, 2 of 3. That's not bad.
It's not bad, you know, still got one hanging on there.
Then we recovered ourselves on the side of a cliff near a full lake that used to covers a road now, pointing downhill. So that took some time.
Took about an hour and a half to get us out there backwards.
We secured the diff using the magical ratchet straps and some zip ties.
Good plan.
So it allows the CVs, but one of the CVs definitely got damaged in the process. We are checking it every so often. This time we checked it, the boot finally popped off, so it's made a beautiful mess of CV grease everywhere.
Grease everywhere.
So we have now reattached the boot using zip ties, and we're going to continue on because we're about, I don't know, 800 miles from civilization and surrounded
by cows.
by cows. Okay, now that we're back in Canada, it only took us driving 80 miles an hour with the diff hanging out of the truck, but we secured it with Hercules ratchet straps and zip ties from the gods. So everything was fine. We did a few modifications on the trail to get home, so nothing was spinning up front, and we made it. So now we're on a hoist. We've taken off our ratchet straps. This is where our diff is sitting. You'll see in closer views, the main problem is the weak point of the hanger of this diff right here. It broke right off the aluminum, and then with this cracked, it then allowed to crack the other one because all the leverage was left on the other side. So apparently this is the weak link of the truck, is the front diff being the aluminum housing. Not even the fact that what's inside the aluminum housing is a very tiny ring and pinion to begin with, but we're going to see if we can make it better. Or break it again. Unlike other shops, we actually own, drive, test, and sometimes abuse the vehicles we work on so that we know what to do and what not to do to customers' vehicles. So finally, since we've dived into this Ram market, we figured it suiting to test it. So we took this vehicle to Nevada and we took it through a bit of Oregon. And we did some more GPS trails and some overland trails. And what happened is what I've heard rumor of happening. The diff snapped itself out of the truck. So we found the weak point. It was not bolt related because all the bolts were still torqued and paint marked. They were still in the truck, the diff not so much. So we weren't going to stop off-roading this thing because, well, we're kind of bought into it now. And it's super comfortable. So, because we're getting old. We bought a new diff. We have officially named it Round 2.
Round 2.
Yep, nice and shiny. And so we figured out that the trigger point is what happens is the right side aluminum housing bracket that is cast into the aluminum housing of the front diff is the weak point. It is the first thing that ends up cracking, usually to the point you don't really notice it because it's got 2 other brackets on the other side. But now that all the leverage is over there, it then eventually cracks that side off, and that's what happens. So we've decided, we designed a bracket system to test with our little mad scientist fabricator guy, Ben. M17. And it is encased the entire side of the diff with the weak point, avoiding everything. We're just prototyping this now, but until I have a fix I can trust, we won't lift another Ram here at the shop. So this is now bolted on. Even if the diff cracks, it can't move. Like, it is not coming out of the truck. So hopefully this will help it, or it's gonna move the fuse to a new location. But the only way to check it is to use it. We're gonna pack a lot of ratchet straps, Gorilla Tape, super glue, and heavy duty zip ties just to make sure we make it home. Now that you've seen we fixed the truck, BDS has stood by and sent us all the components that we got damaged in the process. So just to be clear, this happens to Rams that don't even have lifts that actually use the vehicle. It's just because of the aluminum housing just doesn't withstand the twisting torque repeatedly, and nobody catches it early on when it cracks the first part, even though the repair is the same if it cracks all three versus one. Lucky for us, because we did a BDS lift in this thing, we were eligible for BDS's Factory Protection Plus, because with this, you're covered. It says right on the thing.
Totally covered.
So, what is this, you say? This keeps your factory warranty intact stuff. What this basically is like an insurance policy. So thanks to this, we didn't have to worry about buying a new axle, or at least paying for it. So we were able to throw the new axle in, new axle shafts, get it all set up, and then that's where our new bracket came into play, just to cover our own ass, because we knew we weren't going to be gentle with this truck. Make sure, this is on you, not on the people that install your product. Make sure you go to the website for whatever it is, BDS, JKS, Zone, whatever product you had installed that falls under this, and fill it out before you break the truck. Because insurance doesn't cover stuff that happened before you got an insurance plan. So don't go smash up your girlfriend's car and then call State Farm. It's not how it works. Call State Farm first,
Okay,
then smash up your girlfriend's car. The nicest thing about the Factory Protection Plus, it doesn't cost you anything.
It's awesome.
All you have to do is fill out the paperwork. And not like you do when Apple asks you to do something, you go, yeah, sure, click. No, you have to actually put, your name in and stuff. What have we been up to with this truck lately? Why is there so much more scratches on it? You've seen the videos. This is what we've been doing.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound. Hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
Looking for an epic Jeep or Ram? Give us a call.